Hello and welcome to the 27th Captain's Run of the Early Crow. Yes, that's Justin McInerney, the Crus, number 27. Hello to you, boys. How are we?
I'm very, very good. Pumped, excited. Triple drop today. Feeling great, feeling good. Excited to find out it's a Crus episode. Hopefully we don't dust 7K this weekend, but we'll find a way, and there's just racing galore.
Triple drop 3 zinger burgers or what?
Had a zinger yesterday, just a zinger with the regular chips and a Mountain Dew. Just kept it real simple. Couldn't get Ted to sleep when I was on dad duty, so I just put him in the car, went for a drive, he fell asleep. Thought, why not? Treat yourself.
Lovely. Racing at Moonee Valley, the William Reid Stakes. This looks to be Group 2, Group 3, Group 2, Group 1, Group 3. Racing galore. 5 Group 1s, Rosehill, which is just gets you absolutely toey. I'll be sitting up in my Perth hotel watching them for sure at 9 a.m. over there, remember, because it's 3 hours behind, so I'll be eating my Weet-Bix and watching race 1. But
how many do you do?
Weet-Bix? Is that what you have for breakfast?
Yeah.
No, I've just made that up. I'll probably have eggs and avo on toast.
Tell me you live in the eastern suburbs without saying you live in the eastern suburbs. Poached.
But yeah.
And multigrain?
Nah, maybe rye.
Right, they need to stretch hard to get to the rye from the white. The day he retires, I'll have the same because it makes you feel good. It's light, but I will get the white bread.
Yeah, I'll
and
have
the butter.
white with bacon and tomato sauce, thanks.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the racing. Do you want to start at the Valley, Dicko?
Why not? It's a glorious day. We've got 11 of the best. The Yarra Valley meeting that was cancelled due to a massive downpour last Sunday has had one race, which has got one of our horses in it, moved to the Moonee Valley, which has given us 11.
Lovely. Well, let's start with the Group 2, Alistair Clark Stakes over the 2040, the Cox Plate distance.
Always helps if you throw the race number at me, as you know.
Race 6.
Race 6. I went 7, 8, 10, now I'm back to 6. Group 2, this is a lot of horses coming through two sorts of form lines. A couple coming through the Australian Guineas. A couple come from that Caulfield meeting. Opening address, I think, will finally go forward here. Chanois was very, very good last start and the start prior. It'll coffin or lead. The trick or chink with it is the rider adjustment. Blake Shin, who's absolutely airborne off. Ethan Brown going great. Very good rider. Not Blake Shin yet. I thought Uncle Chris's probably worse in midfield, that Imperialist. Detroit City, Rapid Travell, and Emphasise sort of thereabouts. Politely done for our man Zav. He's airborne. This horse is fucking not. It's going shithouse this preparation. So we're praying that it bounces back. One of its best ever runs was Moonee Valley. Could have well been this track and trip too, as it headed towards last year's Derby.
Derby.
Or am I just making all that up?
No, you haven't.
No, you've nailed that.
So cheering for Zav. There's a couple coming through with big, fat, filthy SPs that I thought would be on their way to, and I think they still are, on their way up to Sydney for Tom to have to deal with in 2 or 3 weeks as they head towards the ATC Derby. The two horses that sort of stand out like dog's balls to me are Chanois for Kieran Ma and Emphasise. Now, they started almost on identical price last start at Caulfield. Heavy, massive wind. Remember that day, Praddy?
Yeah.
Gusty. This thing copped all of it. Started the same price as it. So I'm completely and utterly forgiving that run and trusting that SP and tipping heavily, gamble responsibly, race 6, number 8, Emphasise, to turn the tables on Chanois, who has had, and this is the sort of scary part, delicious tick over.
Oh, fuck.
8 out of 10 for a tick over. Now, since I started revving the boys, both of them about tick over value, there was a point in time perhaps where a tick over barely saw a 6. I'm starting to see 8s and I'm starting to see 9s, and I don't know what we do with that, but I think it's a 2-horse race. I'm going to take the $4 about Emphasise.
Willow might have a field day there on Saturday.
Point to prove, racing's greatest human being, hasn't he?
Yeah, and a few of the big dogs, Shin, Zara, or Malum now in Sydney. Anyone else going up there from memory?
That's a tricky one. It's a tricky one, the Jamie
Thomas
Carmel,
Stockdale. Thomas Stockdale has stuck with Military Tycoon in the slipper. We'll get to that later anyway.
Is it inappropriate to call her Jamie Carr now? Is it rude? Wrong?
I think it's a little bit rude. Oh, it's probably not rude. It's probably just a little bit.
She's
what's
more
tricky
known
for me.
as Jamie Carr.
What's a
It's
less
like calling them Footscray or the Western Bulldogs. Like,
Yeah, but they're not a person.
they're a club.
That's been
like, it's
married.
just- yeah, but to us, they're just a. You know what I'm saying?
To you, they're just literally a fucking number, aren't they?
They're people, and I hope they go work and come home safe. But yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, so we've got a bet there in race 6, Alistair Clark.
Are we
should
taking
have only had a third of that last one, I reckon. Anyway,
are we taking 460 now to go?
yeah, take it.
Yeah. Love
Yeah,
it.
take it and eat it up.
Beautiful.
Righto, race 7, Group 3, Dynamic Print Group Alexandria Stakes. Top of the market, we got Two Darn Lizzie, who had Gay Bott on the show, on the Sydney set today. He pumped up Two Darn Lizzie. He thinks it's a good chance. Sneaky Sunrise, $5. Gala Queen, $4.80. He's second in the line. Phenom, $7. How the hell it kicked?
Qatar's, which one?
What do you?
Silly
How do you want to
Cap.
go with number 2?
I'm going with Silly Cap.
Silly Cap.
Completely wrong, but I'm going with it.
And then we've got Qatar's Choice. Was actually spruiked a bit as a 2-year-old, 2 or 3-year-old, but yeah. Anyway, Two Darn Lizzie, top of the market. Dicko.
Dicko, does it make so much sense where the Willow angles come from? Gaybot's just jumped on the Sydney set, said that this might go well. Willow's on board. Have a quick look through the card. Oh, Willow might have a big one this weekend.
Yeah, he would have just been saying in his brain the whole time. Jeez, I wonder if Dicko will find that. I hope Dicko finds that. Two Darn Lizzie will lead. She nailed it. Be thereabouts. Phenom, blessed. Absolutely blessed. Good win, Sandown. Gala Queen, Navy Heart thereabouts. Navy Heart, same race as Phenom. Wasn't suited. Hit the line hard. Good. Sneaky Sunrise is building nicely into a preparation. I think it'll need this run again from 7. It's going to be worse than midfield. Qatar's Choice, nice horse, as Tom said. Awful map, 11. And Silly Cap, who I haven't had enough time to figure out a good joke for. The 2 back and buried. Now, form wise, we roll through them, and what do we see? We see that Silly Cap had an $8 SP versus Lizzie's 15 once upon a time. Sunrises at 11. Willow off, Child's on, setback. Not suited, no intent, and then held up key stages, absolute forgive last start. So we can go ahead and bonus it a fair bit, but then we've sort of got to anticipate potentially the same thing's going to happen again on Saturday. I'm pricing this meeting, and I'm telling you how to bet it, as it's slightly to moderately on pace suited. So I can't go near horses like Silly Cap. Two Darn Lizzie's got nice SPs, brave, tough. The more on pace bias this track is, the more suited it is. I think Phenom's going to go well, but I don't think it can win. Navy Heart's going to improve. The 2 horses that really... The 1 horse particularly that really, really interests me, but it's not a bet because they've cuddled it way too hard. Gala Queen. This thing comes from Adelaide. I got it 350, but I don't want to take 440 really. Like, it was proper Charlie Sheen, Lion Savager, and it does it all the time. Like, it's got tiger blood in it, this horse. It was enormous in Adelaide. I think it's going to get a nice enough run. I just think $4 is probably short enough. There's so many simulations where this horse went up $8, $9, $10, or you can still get that now, you know, because they focused on the Two Darn Lizzies and the Qatar's Choices of this race and the Silly Caps. But they haven't. I can't believe Silly Cap's a bigger price than Sneaky Sunrise, but I don't like the run at all, the map for Silly Cap. So, yeah, look, I got Gala Queen on top, but I think 440's, you know, only just a gift. If you want to throw it in, win place in your multis, go for it.
Has Sneaky Sunrise been backed in, Dicko, or is it just it opened short? Because it's
the other horse. It's the other horse that I thought, like, it might be $9, $10, and you got to sort of make a decision. And if you start betting into the race, it's got to be on your team.
Yeah, it's a My Racehorse horse. I wonder if because it's been backed in a lot and it has started short, that the traders are just going, fuck it, we're just going to put it up short because they're going to back it anyway.
If they're buying horse shares for $189, I doubt they're having too much on to make a sports bet wobble. But
might be sheer weight of numbers though.
you reckon,
They do that.
If there's 38,000 people in that horse and they've all had $20 on,
yeah, well, they're going to go third up, 1,600 metres valley. Like, it's going really good, that horse, without winning.
yeah,
I think it and Silly Cap will run on and, like, go good. It's just, will they be able to do that on Saturday, and will this race allow them? How hard will Two Darn Lizzie go? There's not a lot of pressure in this race, so I can see it sort of getting a soft lead, cruising for that first third, gently building through the second third, and off and gone. And that's an awful shape to make ground on.
yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Just,
Two Darn Lizzie did
yeah.
do work last start, didn't it? From memory.
Yeah, but it was really, really good versus Treasure at the moment, which is the best sort of form we've got. So I've got it 260.
Yeah, right.
All right.
I'm fucking betting it then. Fuck
Which
that.
one?
Yeah.
Bet it comes in the best form. Willow's going to go handlebars down. Find that
Yeah, I'll-
No,
monorail.
Willow
valley.
will not go handlebars down.
You don't reckon
Willow
he will?
doesn't know how to go handlebars down. He's allergic to it.
Well, he
It's
doesn't have
almost
to.
like-
There's not much other speed, is there?
Willow there's no speed. So then again, that's another reason why Willow's going to go like, I'm not going to use this horse's natural attribute that everyone thinks I will, because I'm Craig Williams and I'm a deep thinker and I'm allergic to it.
In short, me and Praddy are back in 2 darn Lizzie, aren't we, Praddy?
No, that's kind of half grade me up, and then I'm having a look at the numbers. It hasn't really flown home either, Dicko. Like
It's
it's
never going to fly home. It's a
From the front.
no, but it's run over 12 and 1400 before,
well. What I was going to say before I started thinking about other things,
which got cut out of the show. Go on.
I think if you listen to the show, or you're one of the great small forwards in AFL, or you used to once upon a time bowl low, slow, left arm medium from the pavilion end, 2 darn Lizzie is the bet to have in this race on your Friday morning or your Thursday night whenever you get this. The horse is 2 from 2 on soft tracks. It's going to lead. It's got the right form. Its SPs are really handy. It's Ben Mellon to Craig Williams. It's probably a positive. The market doesn't know how to handle it going barrier 2 to barrier 9, but it does not matter because it's going forward and it's going to control the lead. Because that's the other grey up we've got talking about Melbourne on a Thursday night for a Saturday. It fucking pissed down just before.
It was absolutely pissing down
It was
my job.
the most run I've ever seen, perhaps just about in 30 minutes. So what this track's like and how it's racing is really sort of hard for me to stamp right now.
Yeah.
Righto, nice work, Dicko. We'll move to race 8, the Group 2 Sunline Stakes. We've got at the top of the market, Molly Bloom, Grinzinger Bell, 550. That was in Sydney last week and then scratch, is that right? That's the horse that went hammer and tong into the wind.
Did you say Grinzinger? Was that Grinzinger Bell or was that Grinzinger's son?
Yeah, anyway.
There's so many of them.
It was one
I'll
Grinzinger
check it
anyway
out
that went
later.
hard into the breeze. 650 wrote to Arataki, Quintessa $7. Yeah, anyway, move on. But let's get into it.
Okay, so this Grinzinger Bell in this race is the horse that went really hard first up into a brutal wind. It had
And
a
it was
slow
scratched
recovery,
from a quality the Coolmore Classic last week.
probably because it had such a brutal run, and the fact that they accepted in that race would tell me that it's going pretty well, but they just were a bit anxious about backing it up. Massive forgive. The map here is right in its favour. It'll lead or roll across or sit outside Rote Arataki. Wishful Lush should go forward, but John Allen goes on. I think the horse that gets the run of the race is Another Prophet. I can see So Glamorous getting a nice run, but then again I remember it's So Glamorous and it just finds a way to get beat all the time and be luckless. Lady Jones won really well in a good race, probably this track and trip in the Spring Carnival before on Cox Plate Day, I reckon. But it's drawn 11, it's tricky. Rumbled again, it's a complete forgive. This horse had a butcher's paper list of excuses last start, like lame, slow recovery. It had the Worksburg with a lot. They push on, but it's drawn really awful. Quintessa and Molly Bloom, I think, will be at the back, and I don't want to be near them in that scenario. The horse that you really need to focus on and make a decision on is Grinzinger Bell. D Lane goes off because he's probably riding in a golden slipper. D Bates goes on. This is probably... Yeah, I'd say it is. This is my best bet at Moonee Valley on Saturday. I love horses off forgive runs that are going to be suited here. It's 1 from 1 on a heavy track. It's got soft track form and it's got dry track form. It might just be really good. And I like the fact that there's good tempo in this race because it's going to expose them all. I don't want it to be a sit and sprint. I want it to be genuine. I want it to be a test. And I think that'll suit Grinzinger Bell. And I think if she ran at Caulfield and it wasn't extremely windy, they'd be asking you to take sort of, 4 rolls shorter than they're asking you to take. So I can take 550 right now. I think if it wasn't windy, I'd be looking at 350, and I'd still be thinking about backing her. Really keen, race 8, number
Lovely,
5,
mate.
Grinzinger Bell.
And we'll finish off with race 9, the Group 1, the William Reid Stakes. 9-horse field. We've got the market here. $3 Jimmy Star, $5 She's Bulletproof, Willow on again. Littlefield, can she win her first Group 1? Vendetta, $6. Schwartz, for my man, O'Shea and Charlton, $8.50, who are flying if you don't mind. And Stretton Angel, 950.
How's the two little cha-chings he's got there? He said Charlotte Littlefield, so just got paid from racing.com and then mentioned the boys that train Get It Fix. That's good going from you, Pat.
Well, I fear for what .com's going to look like Monday to Friday through Saturday and Sunday should Charlotte win this race. Because there's a fucking lot of her on the TV as it is. We're going to have, like, I'm anticipating win, lose or draw. We will see Charlotte driving to the races like on your Monday or your Tuesday or across your socials on Saturday. There will be pieces within pieces on this horse. And I'm sad to say, but sadly it's true. Shout out to Roll Doll. I think this horse can win this race. I like it. These just roll straight over your head, perhaps, and I get a little giggle from Pratty. So I'm glad you're here, Pratty.
Roll Doll.
Yeah, what's that?
Roll Doll. What do I say?
Roll Doll.
It's literature, mate. Don't worry about it.
I think he does pictures. That's what I know him. Anyway, go on.
It's a kid's book. Swartz leads. Arabian Summer forward, I reckon, from 7. Reserve Bank will coffin, I think. Mag Harbour and Ray Magnerio. A little tongue twister for Matty Hill. They could be side by side past the school. She's bulletproof. I don't know where they'll go. Stretton Angel, I think, will go back. Willow's got some versatility, some tactical versatility. We saw Mark Zara sit way outside him, but forward. Pratty, Sandown, when it won Super that day. So glamorous in that race. I think Benedetta back with Jimmy Star. Jimmy Star back and buried.
Scary
That's
stuff,
not where this stops. Jimmy Star, last start. Jimmy Star started 750. She's bulletproof, started 550. Arabian Summer started $11. Ray started 8. Ray's since gone and was slaughtered, ridden too aggressively in a fucking new market. I don't know confidently what I want to tell everyone to do here yet. I need to sort of sleep on it. But I think where we're going to end up is, even though right now my prices, they respect and they almost love Jimmy Star, there's no way. I think the play here is almost lay Jimmy Star or just back, like, hope Ray drifts a little bit. But I'm basically saying Jimmy Star is way too short. Swartz, I don't believe in that horse. I never have and I never will. They've thrown 2 jump outs at this horse. Like, it is completely revved to win this race. Benedetta's got an awful map. They're the 3 horses that are right in the market that I don't like, and I don't like Stretton Angel's map, and she's a Flemington horse. We're getting a few Flemington horses going to Moonee Valley. I think Arabian Summer's the best play in the race comfortably. It should be shorter than it is. It's going to get a really good run. You go and watch its run in the Oakley Plate. You tell me Arabian Summer wasn't as good as Jimmy Star in that race. If you think Jimmy Star was a better run than Arabian Summer, then you and I see racing differently. At home, when you watch it, this horse was 4 wide, the trip, and gave a big kick. I think Harry Coffey probably wins another Group 1. I think it's the map horse. It's going to get the 2, second line of horses. I think it's going to be right thereabouts in the sort of striking zone. Yeah, Arabian Summer, she's bulletproof. Ray Magnerio, they're the main players, but heavily favouring Arabian Summer.
Love it.
Will J Mott go handlebars down on Schwartz?
I think he has to, but it's not his go.
Yeah.
But the harder he goes, the harder it's going to be for, you got to understand. Well, the way I look, you got to understand the way I look at racing. Moonee Valley's its own beast. Jimmy Star's never been there.
It's going to be fullback to rail.
You know, if it started like 350 in the Oakley Plate and did what it did, I could comprehend the price they're trying to get you to take.
And you've got
so and then the way the horse let down, like say we started training horses, the 3 of us. There's no way we're going to rev this horse to be like up on the speed because it's Moonee Valley off what it did at Caulfield. You're going to ride it the same way to let it explode the same way. So I think if they try and put this horse right into a race, I don't know if it lets down the way it did.
Nice, mate. That sums up the Moonee Valley on Saturday. Looking forward to the Reid. Fascinating race. Does Jimmy Star get out? We'll soon find out. Move to Rosehill.
Right.
Yeah, we'll get the Betfair value vault later for Dicko's picks as well after Paps has gone through, 5
Bloody
best
oath,
Group 1s
5 of
at
the
Rosehill,
best.
Paps?
The Ranvet, the Rosehill Guineas, George Ryder, Slipper, and the Galaxy. The track will play up and in. And yeah, just got to... But... Just watch and see with Sydney tracks at the moment. Rosehill actually has played off fence, but the rail comes out 3 metres now, and it's going to be hot. Predicting up and in, so we'll go for that and see where we come from.
Because the sweet spot last weekend, perhaps was it lane 3 or lane 4? So basically covers.
They
that,
wanted to come off fence.
Didn't
want to be rails in run sort of late in the day, but they were sort of coming to lanes 3+.
Weather-wise, what are we thinking? what's it been like, and where it's going to sort of end up like when we get to the races, and any sort of significant wins?
The rain looks pretty dry. Not much around that I've looked anyway, unless it's changed over the last 24 hours. But yeah, I think it'll be dry, hard and fast track, good for the winds. Haven't checked, but I will check.
No, but you've done a show at Gano. If the winds were up, you'd know about it. As I was checking.
I think we'll touch it on some slipper stats in race 8. But yeah, we want to be rails in run. Obviously the shoot starts at Rosehill, the hairpin, so we'll work around that. But got bets coming out my arse, and we'll get into it.
Rightio, Paps, let's start in race 3, the Asahi Superdry Manion Cup over 2,400, the Group 3. Allianz, top of the leaderboard, $3.10. Birdman, $3.90. Remember the Birdman, Dicko? Did you ever watch much of that Miami Heat? You know, the guy that...
yeah, had all the tats. He played all the
tats. What a weapon.
He was actually like a big playoff man.
He was a big playoff man.
Like, he was a bit clutch.
I think he also played up a lot off the court as well anyway. Athabaskan,
the white Dennis Rodman, you're saying?
A little bit. Number 4, our Anchorage at $7.50 and longer the rest. Paps, does it just win and then we're on at 51s and then we all just start getting around each other?
We'll go through it first. Hans will lead. Good last start. First up for Gaybot. Beautiful front running ride.
That was like a little tease, Pats, for everyone who's listening, because everyone was just waiting for you to say another horse that starts the same.
Yeah, nailed it.
But Alcahans, I think can win, but it's 3.10. Can't take that price. Blessed last start, and yeah, we'll go to the lead. We'll get every chance at Rosehill. The other one, I've sort of got around the market. Birdman hit the line well last start as well, but just the Rosehill track. Gets Zach Lloyd still, but yeah, it just wants to be worse than midfield. 2,400 metres suits. Has been racing, gets the 53 kilos. Racing lower class, has to come to Group 3 level here. And I just think the Rosehill track's not going to suit it. But the one we want to be on is Athabaskan. Just go watch its last start. It's just like not even let off the bridle.
Oh.
Just an absolute barrier trial for... I don't know, for this run, for the next run. It's going to be interesting to see what weight it does get in the Sydney Cup. That's the only query, I suppose, for the Sydney Cup. But I think it's well placed here. It clearly should have won last start. Alcahans was in that race. It gets a 2 kilo weight swing on Alcahans. Map's good again. Yeah, and it only starts getting warm really over 2,400. So it was getting warm already over 2,000. The word is it's come on again. Yeah, I just think it's a great bet. $5.50. Yeah, and if it wins, it will maybe be about $6 for the Sydney Cup, which would be nice.
So, do you have more on it again now, or do you taper your bet a bit because?
Well, I tried to get out of Adrian Bott today about Vauban, but he didn't give me much about Sydney Cup. So I was trying to obviously just for personal reasons. I didn't obviously for the listen as well, but personally I was more thinking about myself.
It had nothing to do with the
But he sort of straight batted me and sat on the fence a bit. He's looking towards a Melbourne Cup there, so it'd be interesting to see what he does with that horse. But yeah, I think Athabaskan here is a great bet and gets the weight swing off Alcahans and should have beaten the last start.
Dicko, Cleveland gelded it as a 7-year-old.
Interesting.
Is that kitchen sink job or?
That's like a vasectomy, really, isn't it? Like
how's
been around.
How's that gone for you?
Still swinging 2 big producers. 2 of the most deadly pills in Australia. Still own them. Haven't got rid of them. And plan to, but have planned to for a while. Yeah.
Can the form turn around here, perhaps? For Cleveland being
M and Zav, it was you have to geld it. It's if you wanted. It's interesting, really. It's by who's it by? I'm not right into my pedigrees, but by Camelot and Venus de Milo. Last prep was beaten 16 lengths, 17 lengths, 13 lengths, 16 lengths, and they obviously don't think it's got any pedigree, so they've tried something. Zav said the trials aren't great. It's come from Europe. Yeah, it'll be rails in run. Huey Bowman on, but yeah, couldn't have it.
Fair enough. Are we going to race 4, mate, or race 5?
Race 4 and 5. He's Autumn Glow, leave it. Via Sistina, $1.45, leave it. Race 6, here we go, race 6.
Leaving Autumn Glow. No
trials.
Not
Yeah,
getting
multi-odd
excited
and
around
B if you
$2.
really want. $3 around.
We've got the Rosehill Guineas Paps, the 2,000 metre 3-year-old Group 1 broadsiding, top of the market, $1.90. Swift Falcon, second elect, $5. Gold Rush Guru, $5.50. Aliana, $7.50. And then $17 or higher the rest. Broadsiding.
Backing against it. Too short.
Oh, I
too
know what
short.
we're doing
Yeah, could not get it there. Yes, it might peak third up, and I'm happy to be beaten by it, but $2 shot. I couldn't get it near there. Mallorca Sunset leads. Been to Mallorca, Spain, but nearly best place in the world, in my opinion.
Yep.
Really?
Is that on a plane?
Praddy definitely hasn't been there. But yeah,
Won't be there.
probably best place in the world, in my opinion. Anyway, it's in Spain if you want to go.
Gotta sort that out.
Yeah, if you watch last run, Swift Falcon was behind broadsiding, taking ground off it. I reckon Schiller here from barrier 4 over the 2,000 metres can be show intent and land closer. Gold Rush Guru with Jamie Mallam aboard. To the eye, to the data. Gold Rush Guru elite last start, like just very, very nice. They're the two.
And it's real tough.
It's just as... Yeah, it was...
It's a real tough horse. Like, it can travel at tempo, put itself into a race. Like, if you're watching this in the hotel in Perth and the boys are going, what are we doing? And you're starting to go, it's really on pace. You need to wind this horse's price in for you.
Yeah, I like it. It's like... I think I've bet to win about the same amount on both. Like, I think these are the only two that can beat... well, mind you, Aliana's will be good over 2,000 as well, rails in run.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Aliana, because it kind of... It looked to me like it came to Melbourne and kind of did it all on just like raw talent. And it's a sort of stable and pedigree, so it's Castelvecchio. It's like he ran in a Cox Plate and Derbies, I think. You'd think that it's going to improve, second half of a 3-year-old season and even into its 4-year-old year.
Yeah.
Like, that's what Wallace sort of does. So it's interesting, and it's got the grouse sort of linebacker form as well as the broadside.
Yeah, it's definitely... I shouldn't say they're the only two. I definitely think Aliana can win as well. Gets the barrier 1. Colette, he will sit probably 3 pairs back, 4 pairs back the fence, waiting for a run. I think over the 2,000 metres now, third up is probably getting to its right peak. You're seeing in the down at Flemington in the Group 3 there, and like really ran nicely and absolutely bolted. And were you on that day? I think we might have been.
I reckon we might have been on the thing it just beat.
But anyway, I think
we might have been on it small, but on the thing it beat was like the big result.
But anyway, I just think Swiss Falcon and Gold Rush Guru are suited better in run. And yeah, I reckon that's a good 2-bet play. Tommy 2 play.
Paps has got a play for us in the George Ryder for the Betfair Value Vault, so we'll save that one over to race 8, the big one, the Golden Slipper. Did you hear on that Healesville, I believe, has got on the same day, has got the Golden Thong going on? Anyway, that's something.
What's that?
Something weird. I don't know. You'd have to go to Healesville to have a look. It's not far from
Healesville. That's the
Healesville.
That's where they used to find all that gold, isn't it? The Gold Rush, was it? I thought I should go to Healesville and like shake the put the strainer in the water and like shake and pick up little bits of gold and stuff. As if like
it's like a it's like Victoria's version of like vanilla Byron Bay, I reckon. Real like what's going on, mate?
Yeah, right.
Have you been to Healesville lately?
Yeah, my father-in-law lives there. There.
Right, okay.
So
Right. Anyway, let's get back to it. The Golden Slipper, the 1,200 metres for the 2-year-olds. We've got Woderton still top of the market, $4.80. Tempted, $5. Skyhook on the quick backup, $8.50. Riverlina, $10. Mahuna, $10. Devil Knight, $12. Within the Law, $12. It doesn't stop. Paps, what are you seeing for the Golden Slipper? What does the map look like?
I reckon we'll start with a few stats. What do you reckon? Golden Slipper stats.
Love it. Go for it.
Like, let us sit back and teach us some shit.
So, in the last 20 years, 18 of the last 20 years have been rails in run. 21 years, sorry. 20, yeah, which is extraordinary.
Really? That sounds so far.
Yeah.
I don't believe you, but I believe.
I was like, that can't be right. But yep, me and Gano had a look at it, and I've took Gano's word for it. I didn't history check him.
How was Gano today? I spoke to him
He's-
this afternoon. or this morning.
I reckon he
Jeez,
had 4
sounded like shit.
quadruple cold and flus in an hour, and I was in the.
He'd be shout out to you, Gano. You'd be real backed up.
Yeah, he was good though. He was in form. In the last 20 years, Barrier 1 just won 6 times, placed 9 times. The favourite Tempted draws Barrier 1. In the last 20 years, 19 of the last 20 winners had a win in the last 2 starts. 99 runners have gone into the race without a win in their last 2 starts, just 1 winner and 9 place getters. 90 of them have been unplaced. So there's a few stats along sort of the slipper, but I reckon the key stat is the rails in run, which is like incredible. And when you look at the map, actually, it's bloody got me. It was good as doing this race. Sort of all the speed is actually out wide. Like you got King of Pop, whatever you want to say it, Baywhack, Ballazine, Military Tycoon, North of England. They're all from 9+. Skyhook from Barrier 8. So I've got North England leading them up. Military Tycoon, like Farsighted's going to have to be wide, 3 wide cover. King of Pop will be 3 wide cover. Ballazine probably, I reckon the 3 wide line. Well, actually, Gaybot reckons that Farsighted will go ahead, and then Ballazine will probably go 3 wide line. Skyhook will be thereabouts, but I reckon the ones that I want to be on, Mahuna, who draws Barrier 6, but the speed will be outside, and I reckon this could even land 3 back fence. Or even just Coffin. They might just go mad out wide, and this will just have an absolute Christmas run and get the rails in run. Tempted Wokerton will be there as well. So, like, it's hard to predict who's going to be in the 3 back, 4th back, Coffin sort of thing. But I reckon Mahuna, Wokerton, and Tempted are the map horses of the race, and I reckon the winner will come from either of them. The horses I've backed are Tempted. I think it's got great form coming out of the Blue Diamond. Was huge last start. Yes, suited to the race shape, but it was just impressive. Got Blake Shin, shows intent from Barrier 1. Just gets the run of the race. Lines up with the stats. So that's the first bet I'll have. And then Mahuna is the other horse I want to back. It's around, I think it's around $11. If you watch Tempted v Mahuna, Mahuna's actually probably the better run last start against the race shape, and it's sort of a horse that gets D-lane on. It's a horse that looks like it really digs in as well late. Really wanted to dig in. That was good to the eye and good to the number as well. They're the 2 I want to bet, but I don't want to lose on Wokerton. Winkers on, J-Mac, Waller. I think people are sort of writing it off, but
at what price do you say that?
I reckon you got to wait Betfair. I think I've got about what's it now? Yeah, I reckon this is me half guessing, but I reckon it'll get out, and I reckon you can wait on Betfair. And if you get $6.57, I think that you can save. The sort of value runners at around good odds. Devil Knight, I couldn't turn you away from that. Barrier 11 will be on speed. I think Dicko really likes Tycoon Star. Gets Mark Zara on, comes through the right form races. Sort of wobbled late, which is. Wasn't sure how to take it. Wobbled late a bit last start, but Charles Tazara, but they're the sort of 3 players I'm thinking about.
Are you worried about James Cummings? Like we spoke about him maybe 2 weeks ago and sort of bagged him a bit. He was going at maybe 4%. He's now going at 9%, so he's still going pretty poorly. And if all his horses went through a yearling sale, like the average price would be $1 million. You compare that to say like the Hayes boys, they're going at 16%. The average price would be 140.
Yeah, they're.
I'm just trying to grey up, but
yeah,
what do you think of that?
I don't know. I'm just I reckon we sort of said, when was he? I reckon he said it was moving day around. When was it? Like probably a month ago, I reckon. Yeah, a month ago,
2 weeks ago.
And it has changed a little bit. Obviously, broadsiding probably would have liked to win last start. But, still going well, broadsiding. Gets a beautiful run. I just think it's I reckon it starts $4.
About for Cummings, 8 of his last 20 runners have run second or third within like 0.5 of a length too. So whilst,
but he hasn't got many. He doesn't have many like horses that go to the races that don't start single figures. You know,
yeah,
and you chuck into that 9%. the All-Star Mile, which if Willow had just ridden his horse, probably wins. Yeah, see, you can look at it two ways with his soft.
Fair.
Yeah. I'm just trying to grab Tom. That's all.
Fair.
But yeah, great race. Does Bourne does he have just something else up his sleeve to get within the law to?
Oh, look, hey, let's all hope not, because as we've talked about, coulda, shoulda, woulda, and may well do it if it does win.
We'll get to Dicko's play in the Golden Slipper. Paps alluded to it before. That can go in the Betfair value fault, but Paps, we're looking at the Galaxy Race 9. We've got the 1100 metre 3-year-old and up Group 1 contest for a lazy mill.
What a glorious card this is. You must be
unreal.
so happy with the AFL and the ATC sort of coordinating your schedule to have a late good, Sunday game.
Just amazing.
Right now, the Slipper's just been run and won. What is the over-under on not just players but people in your hotel room? I'm going to go 7.5.
Well, I don't have the crust there. No, he's not travelling.
Oh, he's not travelling. I
That's
don't want to tell Dean how to do his job, but you need to have your vibes, man.
I don't reckon Jazz
away trips. I think.
Yeah, I would have had the crust. 4 hours over there and 4 hours back. Let's be honest. He'd rather go home.
What about the crust? Is he related to Darren Mullane or what?
Yeah,
look it up.
Run that one by me.
You don't know who that is, Praddy?
No.
I thought you followed Collingwood.
Yeah, I do, but mate, I was born in fucking 1990. He played until 1991. Oh no, he might have died in 1991.
He died in 1991. He's a Collingwood
Rest in
great.
peace to the great man.
Yeah.
He looks like the crust.
He does look a little bit like the crust.
A little bit.
Oh,
it's
that's
dead ringer.
crazy. Anyway, let's get back on track to Galaxy.
He hits as hard as the crust too.
Private Harry, $3.20, top of the market. Commemorative, down in the weights, $6.50. Briasa, $7, but drawn in the train tracks at the railway station. And then you've got Growing Empire, $8, I'm Me, $11, and along with the rest. How do you see the Galaxy, perhaps?
Hawks are stiff there with Briasa. I think it's a very progressive horse. Great prep, last prep, and draws the car park of some nice trials. But Private Harry was a good horse, progressive horse. Nathan Doyle, it hit a big peak number in the Magic Millions. Actually, I'm not against it, but well, technically I am. But I think it's can win the race for sure. I've got it around market. I reckon Commemorative is the one that is going huge this prep. First up, missed the kick and held up. Then last start, got it.
I love how you are progressing as a punter and analysis. He's getting good, getting real good and real sharp.
But anyway. I'm just trying to get my notes up. You've graded me up. This goes Colette to Lloyd. Colette to Lloyd. Barrier 2, Barrier 2, but $6.50, $7 around. If this gets a suck run and gets out, I think it's a great bet. Happy to be with it. Like we said, the 1100 metres, hairpin starts, or the shoot starts. You want to be rousing run, and this is a horse to be on. Private Harry, could come out and blow them away. Full credit if it does, and it's in for a huge prep. If it does that, probably goes on and wins the TJ. But yeah, I think Commemorative is the overs of the race. Barrier 1 gets a nice little suck run. Eagle Nest is an interesting one. Huge peak first up. We'll go forward. Growing Empire gets J-Mac as well. Yeah, so...
And a tongue tie. Imagine that horse going on the races. Yeah. What are you going to fucking put on me this time?
Gets back to a bend. Well, its last two runs around a bend are the Everest, and it's come third. And then before that was the Manicato, and it's just absolutely Charlie Sheened it. Southport.
Going, just fucking win a Group 1 for fuck's sake, mate.
Yeah, Southport Tycoon hooned it, and Growing Empire just got pipped. But yeah, I think around the bend that horse is going to be better, and J-Mac. So that's me. That's Commemorative. The bet around $7. And
do you find it weird that Growing Empire isn't running in the Moonee Valley race?
In the William Reid?
Yeah.
After running so well in the Manicato.
What's the go there?
Hey, you're a 3-year-old colt. You've obviously got a lot of head noise because you can't go straight half the time. You're incredibly valuable, potentially. You're actually not, because we've run you and everything and won nothing. What would be great, mate, is if we could just float you down to Moonee Valley where you've thrived before. I don't know.
And it's got to travel. It's got to travel to Sydney.
That's what I mean. So what we'll do, buddy, is we'll just send you all the way to Sydney.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, but
I don't know. Does get J-Mac, but does lose Zara.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really an upgrade. I'll go as far to say is in a Group 1 in Australia, that's not an upgrade at all. Mark Zara to James McDonald.
Yeah.
Happy with either. Love where you're at that time. I don't know if you mentioned it because I was sitting back and admiring your work. 51 kilos.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
51. On top of that, punters, it gets a golden switch. So it was wide draw. Now it's a little sneaky inside draw.
Yeah. I don't...
It's a great bet. I love where your head's at. It's an outstanding play. It makes a a huge amount of sense. And it's thinking
And
outside
you know
the
what?
square,
We've
which
got
we
one more.
love.
This is my best of the day, and it's
stop it.
been absolutely creamed. Took 440.
Oh, I don't. Are you on at 440, Dicko? I'm definitely not at 440, but anyway, I assume we're alluding to the birthday card stakes, the 1200 metre race, the Group 3. We've got Outback Miss at the top of the market, $2.60.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say $4?
Did you say Mick Price?
Springley, $6.50. Woolawin, $6.50. Jesus, that took a while to spit out. She's an A-lister, $7. Rosebloom, $8.50. Coco Jambo, $9.50. Then along with the rest.
Yeah, it was nice. Held up last start. Just hooned home. And the horse that it lost to, it's called Commemorative.
Or what I used to call these, what me and Punts used to call these, we fucking loved them. Same form multis. So we'd stack them. Like, if we could find 2 or 3 on a day that, well, if they're coming through the same sort of race or whatever, and we could, if that thing wins and this thing's more likely to win, all of a sudden we won't have a sleep tonight. You know, like, Bob!
It's good. Yeah, like, it's short now. I'd probably just...
Well, look, you took 440, like, full credit to you. Punters listening to this, what are they doing?
Yeah, I reckon just wait a bit. I think... Now, Dicko, speaking of forgive runs, remember she's an A-lister? We were on it, and Paddy, we were on it last start. Cardiac arrhythmia. I don't want to lose on she's an A-lister either. Maps beautifully, gets wide to inside draw off a cardiac arrhythmia. Just maps behind Outback Miss. And
$5 last start, perhaps, for commemorative. $5.
And backed in $7.50 to $5. So,
a genuine excuse.
I was keen on it last start. If you completely forgive that run, they come out of the cardiac arrhythmia nicely. Born is flying, so yeah, I'll probably bet 2. I'll bet she's an A-lister as well.
I think. Like, just looking at it now, obviously you're the boss, but I'd just rather back the 5.
I mean,
your horse started
$7.
$7 versus it was 5, and you've got a genuine excuse that you believe in.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, right.
Has Mick Price had a winner in Sydney yet?
I haven't checked that, but he's not.
He's got a stable up there. I don't know if he's had a winner. He's going at 10%.
But yeah, like if you are listening now, you'd back she's an A-lister now and wait for Outback Miss.
That sort of might be how the Crow family handles it. Like, Paps is like winning a shitload on Outback Miss, and he's getting out. It's a green screen neutral on she's an A-lister, whereas the rest of them are winning a shitload on she's an A-lister and getting out on Outback Miss, because the prices have significantly changed since Tom did his damage as the Blues hit.
Commemorative did get scratched, but still got that price after the commemorative scratch. So like, it was $5 I reckon it opened with commemorative in there.
Yeah, right.
And it might even be probably $4 even. I don't know, but it was still nice. All right, but yeah, do what Dicko said. Outback Miss, like break even on it, and back she's an A-lister. As the Blues go in front, I think.
Love
and
it.
if you listen to this show on Saturday morning and the market's flipped and Outback Miss is now $4 and the other thing's $3, do the other way.
Yeah, 100%. All right, before we wrap up tonight, let's get into the Betfair value fault. We will start with you. But with Betfair, as you alluded to before, it's not just about obviously taking the best price late, especially for those outside the market. You can potentially also lay horses as well. So Dicko spoke about in the main race down at Moonee Valley that just due to the map and where Jimmy Starr might get to, it might be a great lay opportunity, especially if the horse does get backed in.
And you could actually lay 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of them into one race. So you could lay Swartz, Jimmy, and Stratton Angel Day.
Yeah, so it's a tool that not only can you use it to bet horses and usually take a much better price than the best tote that's available, but You can also lay horses. If you're genuinely against a horse, it's great for those that are really inside the market. If you think that they might get back and buried, or you just don't like the form, you can potentially also lay that horse. But Dicko, we are here for the Betfair Value Vault. You're going north of the border and you wanted to pop one in the vault for the Golden Slipper.
Golden Slipper, number 4, Tycoon Star. Jordan Childs off. Mark
King
Zara
Kong.
on.
King Kong.
It was coming off a Blue Diamond run into the first start run in Sydney. I highly doubt it was revved up and wound up, so I'll just ignore that run completely. It was barrier 11, Caulfield in the Blue Diamond Prelude. It was barrier 15 in the Blue Diamond. It was not suited in both. It was fucking enormous in both. It was significantly the best performance in the Blue Diamond. It reminded me of Animo, the way this thing travelled around the corner, made ground. It went sideways. It was like drifting and going forward, faster than everything else. Mark Zara on. We draw a barrier. It's had a look this way of going. This horse could be a generational freak, and they're giving you $21. It will start bigger on Betfair, and my mail is it's going great. Feels good, looks good, runs good.
Betfair starting price, bet late, take the better odds with Betfair. And Dicko, you missed the
The
most
other thing you can do with Betfair, Praddy, just while we're giving a bit of... Look, this is the truth. Sometimes with these big fat races, I don't know what the markets are like in Sydney, to be honest, you can go and get a little bit down right now, probably.
Yep, that's a fair call. It is a very, very fair call. But Dicko, you missed the most important point of all for this bet. It's a $5 million race. He's got a booking at Mimi's that night. He wants the cash.
He's going
to have to share the
He'll be
whole
$1
joint.
100%.
He wants the cash. Now, let's get to the George Ryder Paps for the Betfair Value Vault. Let's go quickly through the market. It's Fangirl, top of the market, $3. Royal Patronage, $4.20. Cheo Wolf, $5.50. Tom Kitten, $6.50. Gringotts, $10.
Put it in the vault, Gringotts. Yeah, very,
Like
very
top
nice.
50, yeah?
First up run off of a 77-day let up. Had a beautiful trial coming into it. Was back, not suited. Hunted up the rail, slightly unsuited. Yes, it has Fangirl. Fangirl's never won at Rosehill because of that pattern. It's 3 starts, 0 wins. Tom Kitten, wide draw, will be back at Rosehill. Royal Patron is the other one for the Gay Botyard. Who'll be on speed, was very good first up. But yeah, $10 around for Gringotts. I think it's a very nice play. Has Iron and Merc form, which is good form. And yeah, I just think it's a great value around the $10. Maps a treat, outside leader. And if it shows its sprint like it did last start, look out off a very, very slow. It'll be slow tempo. Like it will just be a sit and sprint, and that suits Gringotts to the ground.
Well, that is the one in the Betfair Value Vault for Paps. We've got I've lost my marbles. We put Gringotts in the Betfair Value Vault. Dicko has put...
Tycoon Star will win the Golden Slipper. I'm saying get on the Betfair Value Vault. You get $20 plus.
Episode 27, The Crust. Hope he's doing well off his suspension. Took it easy today. I know he's actually been betting all right.
I thought you meant like a training.
Yeah,
Like, you can't tell me.
he
I'm
didn't
just
train
kidding.
today. Just sat back and watched the boys. Just thought he'd take a day off. But yeah, hope he's going well, and shout out to the big fella. He'll be dearly missed in the side, but can't wait to have him back soon.
Hey, good luck over there. It looks like once you get there, and we're assuming you're flying business. It looks like a beautiful place to play football once you get out there. Enjoy. Let's get our first win for the year. Praddy, outstanding tonight, man. Beautiful work from you. Gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858 or visit the website. Bye for now.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.